Good morning, everyone. This is Ranger Rob, and welcome to the Ranger Rob Country Living Channel. Homestead, prepping, crazy birds flying over my head. Holy moly! Anyway, welcome to the channel. Nice to have you. It's kind of funny. We have an electric gate out here, and every once in a while, it just decides to stay open. No reason, just does it. Can't figure out why. Anyway, it is what it is. So we just reset it. Luckily, I have two puppies that stay in their property, and all's good. Well, it is a beautiful day here. It's a sparkling day here in Central Oregon, as Bob Shaw would say. And today's going to be kind of an unusual video, because I'm going to talk about everything that isn't my homestead. Reason being is I meet a lot of people that are born in a certain area. Like I got a lot of relatives that are in Washington, and a lot of them have kind of stayed in the same area that they were born and raised, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. When you have a household, or you're settled down, or you got a homestead, your life revolves around the homestead. And so that's what I've got here. I've got animals and property to take care of, and so traveling and vacations and stuff is pretty minimal now, as opposed to early in my life. For example, Sherry and I, twice in our lives, had a chance to travel in our RV for long periods of time, and actually live full-time in our RV and see places. We've lived in a couple of, Washington, Oregon, and Arizona. And so we get to see different states, different climates and stuff like that. Now, the funny part about that is, you know how some people say, well, I got traveling in my blood, or something like that. And that's such a true statement. Let's see how my chickens, every time I do a show like this, I just walk around and find something going on. Yeah, chickens are doing good. Anyway, so you kind of get the travel bug, because it's and the reason I bring this up is a friend of mine, John Smith, is now doing travel videos in his state, and he doesn't really realize it, but every time I watch his show, I envy him. When I used to travel in my RV and do RV travel buddying, we did things about the different places we went. It was very exciting to show everybody all the different places. And of course, he doesn't have pigs and chickens to take care of, and his kids are grown up, and he's got freedom to do that kind of stuff. So there's the choices in life where yeah, homesteading is wonderful, and it has a lot of benefits, but everything has a downside. You know how to say the grass is always greener on the other side. So your age and things like that will affect it too. But I envy him so much. He just went to a place called Oatman up in Arizona. I just watched this video, and was telling the story about how Oatman got his name, and gosh, it's like, I'd just love to see that place. I just would love to. And in the old days, when I only had one dog and and didn't have all this obligation, Sherry and I would go. And so the point of this is first of all, realize your limitations. Two is, remember, all the choices you make all have their pros and cons. If you decide to have animals, or lots of dogs and cats, or have a homestead, you have a obligation to them. Can you find a middle ground in some cases? Yeah. Is it fair for me to take off for a month or two, you know, a couple of weeks? Always having someone else take care of my animals, stuff like that. It's like, well, you know, are you going to be a homesteader or not? So yeah, I mean, you got to weigh those things and pay the consequences. Sherry can't and I can't travel as much, so we kind of look at the homestead as something that we'll do as long as we want to and can maintain it. But we've always had the travel bug in us too, and gosh, sometimes I really wish I could go see that stuff while I, you know, not getting any younger. So what to do? Oh, maybe, you know, we downsize here with animals and stuff, where maybe we can leave months at a time and get in the fifth wheel and go visit some places we still haven't seen. Life's short, and of course you watch the news and you see all the crap going on. It may be even shorter, but important thing is you do your best. Just do your best. Taking care of your family, feeding yourself, shelter, making ends meet, and try to be a good person. And yeah, it's kind of funny. You just never know what you want in life, but I can tell you a lot of times I really miss traveling and going to go see stuff. And then other times I'm going, well, here's a good example. When we were traveling, Sherry and I used to hate to go like the Home Depot or something, and we'd see gardening stuff and flowers and stuff. And when you lived in an RV full-time, you couldn't do that kind of stuff. And then then you wish, you know how the grass is always greener? Then you wish you had a base and a place to plant, you know, to have a garden and things like that, and have animals and stuff, which you couldn't do when you're an RVer. So yeah, tough. And you know, everybody's cards are dealt a little different. Two parents working, trying to get their kids through school and stuff. To think about what I'm talking about, traveling. You know, now we're very fortunate in the last 5 to 10 years. The work environment has changed, where some people have the careers where they can work virtually and actually make pretty darn good income and travel from destination to destination as long as they could get on the internet. And there's many a times Sherry and I had to work projects and work jobs from an RV, and which was fine, no big deal. We enjoyed it. But yeah, nothing stays the same, right? So anyway, guys, just checking on the chickens and little things over here. Everything's pretty quiet. So yeah, it's getting time to take care of piggies. But yeah, the video, in fact, I'll put a link to the YouTube channel and Rumble that John Smith is running. I believe it's called Small Town USA, and he's killing it. He's and enjoying himself. He's like, you know, it takes a lot of work to find the history and information about certain small towns you might go visit, and he's doing a really good job at that. And good speaker, and he can tell a good story, and that's a skill in itself. So anyway, guys, I'm working my way over to my piggies and get them fed, and we'll talk a little more. Well, I get the food all set up for the piggies here. And I think the funny part I was thinking about in this conversation is I have people that envy what we do, having a homestead and some property. And I'm sitting here envying people that can travel and have the freedom to do stuff. And it's just funny how, is it a bad thing to always wish for something different, or Is it a bad thing to like adventure or change? Is it a bad thing that why can't you just settle down and just be happy with what you're living? I don't know the answer to that. For someone who's never really changed and stayed in the same area for a long period of time, they won't understand some of these feelings, I don't think. And once again, please understand, there's nothing wrong with that. But there is people that get seeds planted into their soul, and sometimes they want more, or they like change. Some people really embrace change. I really don't mind change at all. But I do know that if I got back on the road, or if we went traveling again, then I just start thinking about, oh, it'd be nice to be back at a base, someplace stable. So, oh my gosh, it's like, and there's other people that just enjoy going to events all the time and garage sale shopping, and you know, it's not just the two things I'm talking about. And or reading a good book, or helping others, or yeah, it just goes on and on. But anyway, it's just funny to kind of think about it, that it's like some people would be watching this like, Rob, are you kidding me? Look what you got. Yes, I am very grateful. Thank you, Lord. But the Lord's given us a big gift, United States, and places to go. Yeah, we got our problems, but we got a lot of good things too. Easy to forget. But anyway, I gotta get this food out to the piggies, and we'll move on. Well, get the piggies all fed, just doing the water like normal. And getting back to our subject, another thing I want to bring up is all these things I'm talking about. If it's something you've been dreaming to do, you can do it. Sometimes you can change your environment and circumstances right away. Other times it may take years. Sherry and I are kind of on a plan till she's 64, I think, which is really only 2 years away, 2.5 years. So while we're in that, we'll kind of settle down mode. We've had to do that before. And me, I got to get switched over to get my Social Security going. I hit 62.5 here by next summer, and it changes our income and fixed income kind of situation. Now, granted, we also have other incomes based on our channel and all that kind of stuff. So, so for me, it's getting transitioned over to that. I already have a pension, and also doing kind of side hustle type of stuff between podcasting and YouTube. Those would be kind of some supplemental income also. So yeah, I mean, so Sherry and I have a vision. We don't know if we'll be doing, you know, the pigs and stuff like that 2 or 3 years from now. But while we're settled down and at a base, why not enjoy trying some things that normally you couldn't do if you're traveling or doing other things or in other states? I'd hate to do something like this in like Arizona with extreme heat. It could be done, but that's really pushing it. And I may want to get back up to the ocean someday, and because we're from Washington State on the west side, and so you know, the ocean was always part of our life. And yeah, who knows? And there's so many cool places to go see in all the states, and we have a fifth wheel, and yeah, it's kind of just sitting there on hold, but with a little tender loving care. I mean, it's all 100% running great now, but it definitely needs, you know, bearings checked and all those kind of things just to make sure. But and a truck we could use a little loving, but yeah, it's there when we're ready. But I guess the big thing is to pass on it. Just because we're homesteading and it's fun to watch and stuff, it doesn't mean it has to be something you may want to do. but you may enjoy watching it, and I hope we've given you that enjoyment, and we'll be doing it for a long time to come. But if you also have that antsy feet, want to go see stuff, that's okay too. Yeah, don't let the gas prices and craziness stop you. Like I said, you only live once. We don't know how much time we got. You may have a lifetime, you may have a short time. The important thing is enjoy life, set up goals and targets for things you'd like to do, and work the plan and modify it as you go along, and then just go do it, and do it your way. You can't always do it the way we did it, or you can't travel the way we did. It may be different, and you may not be able to buy a fifth wheel. You may have to use a Class C. Yeah, you just don't know. It's going to be different, but doesn't mean you can. Maybe you just want a travel van. Doesn't mean you can't do it. We did, and we did it a couple of times in our lifetime before our retirement time. So yeah, you just never know what cards will be dealt to you. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up right here, and enjoy my base camp here for as long as we'll be doing it, and get the satisfaction of having consistency in critters, and learning new things, and who knows what cards will be dealt to us later. And then there'll be a time that we can't do any of these things anymore, and that's the cycle of life. But until then, make the most of it. So guys, please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. We'd appreciate it. And thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Share our videos. Leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And yeah, I just want to say thank you. So guys, have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.
Our videos are made possible by RangerRob Poopy Bags, available at Amazon right now. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. Thanks.